Okay. Yes. Good morning. So, can anyone tell what was the last concept we have discussed in our previous class? What was the last example we have solved in our previous class?
Latest start and latest finish for each activities.
So, was that the first example, or did we solve two examples on this? No, it was not audible.
First example.
First example, and have we completed it? Did we complete the first example?
No, sir, just completed L5.
Okay. All right. All right. I've only completed the L5. Okay. So can you just tell me the list of activities considered for this problem? Okay.
1-2.
How many activities are there?
6.
Okay. 1-2 is done.
2-3. 3-4. 2-5. 5-6.
Okay.
4-6.
Question is how much?
7. 10. 2.
Okay.
2. 3.
Fine.
6.
6. Okay. All right. Duration are in days. Last is we have to determine the latest start and latest finish for each of the L5 is calculated. Only one more activity is one more node needs to be calculated. Right? So, we have considered the activity diagram 1-3, 3-4, 2-5, 5-6, and 4. This is the total activities which we have considered 7, 10, 2-4 was 2, 5 was 2, 4-6 5 dash 6 is 3. This is the solution component which we are discussing. And what was L6? How much was L6?
25.
25. So next after this, L5. Have we calculated L5?
L6 minus duration of 5 dash 6.
So only one activity starts from node 5. That is activity 5 dash 6. Okay, that is activity 5 dash 6. That's right. And the equation for this L5 is L6 minus duration 5 dash 6. And L6 was how much?
25.
25. And duration? Duration of 5 dash 6?
3 days, sir.
Answer should be 22. Correct. So this was the answer which we have obtained. Yes, so this we have completed in our previous class. Moving ahead, L3. So how many activity actually starts from the third node? How many activities starts from the node 3?
1,
1. It is that
3 dash 4.
3 dash 4. Okay. Total number of activities starting from node 3 is equal to 1, that is 3 dash 4. Correct, is it right? Everyone agrees to this? So
Sir, after L5, you have to do L3, sir, not
that is okay. The order is not that important. Either we can, but since serial number, the number in, we can solve the latest finish for each of the node in the decreasing order. That is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That would be possibly a proper format, so that even we can have a count on the order, correct? And we can actually we can know which nodes calculations are completed. Is it right? So it is better always to calculate it, the calculations in the decreasing order, that is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, instead of doing it randomly. Randomly in the sense like possibly,
L4.
yes. So possibly you are telling it from the network diagram point of view. So it is okay if you solve L4 or L3 first. Nothing much. Correct. So since we have already calculated L4, is it right? Okay, so that is the reason you are telling. So yes, we should have calculated L4. Correct. You are right. I think whatever you said was right. We should have first calculated L4 because we do not have the value for the. Sorry. Correct. You are right. So I'm just going back. L4. L4 is nothing but is the finish for the fourth node. I assume that we have calculated the fourth node calculation. So how many activities actually starts from the fourth node?
One.
One activity. Okay. And that activity is which?
4-6.
Fourth node. That activity is the 6. Okay. Okay, so we have L6. What is L6?
25.
And the duration of 4-6?
6.
Yes. So in which case L4 will be equal to L6 minus duration of 4-6. So L6, you said it is 25. 19 should be the answer. Everyone getting the same answer?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, we have to calculate L3. So can you just calculate L3 in that case? So how many activity starts from the third node?
1.
One activity. So I think possibly you can solve it by yourself. So calculate L3, formulate the equation for the same.
L4 minus duration of 3 to 4.
3-4, correct. That's right. So find out the answer for L3. So as I told in the previous class, early start calculation starts from the first node and it ends at the sixth node. But latest start or latest finish calculation starts from the sixth node and finishes at the first node. Everything will be reversed in this calculation. That is the reason these calculations are in this particular way. So I'm going ahead, and in case if anyone requires me to go back to the previous screen.
Sir, one slide. Second slide.
Second slide. Okay. And those of them who have already completed can just go ahead and calculate L3 and see what is the answer.
Done, sir.
Once this is done. Next, L3. L4 minus duration of 3-4. Is it right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
What is L4
19.
and the duration of 3-4?
6. Sorry, 2, 2. 2, sir.
Okay. 20 days. Okay. What about L2? How many activity starts from the second node?
1, sir.
2
One.
activities.
1 or 2?
2 activities. 2 activities.
2 activities.
2 activities start from node. And which are those activities?
2-3.
Those activities are 2-3 and
2-5.
so how many equations we require? One or two?
Two equations.
Two equations we require, and that means we will get two different answers. And in this case, we are supposed to consider the one which is minimum. Okay. So previous calculations, so for the early start and early finish, we considered the maximum value out of the two different equations. Now we have to consider the minimum value. Okay. So this is how we are supposed to solve this problem. Okay. So everything will be reversed in latest start, latest finish calculation.
Seven, sir.
7. Okay. How 7? What are the two equations? One is L3 minus,
Duration of 2 to 3.
and another is
L5 minus
5 minus duration of 2 dash. Correct. So one is 7 and another is how much?
23.
20. Okay. So minimum will be 7. That means 1-2 activities duration is how much? What is the duration of 1-2?
7.
7. In which case L1 will be equal to 0. Correct. So we go for the next screen. Okay. So we are going for the next one. So L2 is equal to L2 is what was the equation? Minimum of, what was the equation for L2?
L3 minus
L3,
L3 minus
duration of 2 to 3.
duration to 3 and L4 minus duration,
L5 minus duration of 2 to 5.
L5 minus duration to 5. L5 minus duration 2 dash 5. Okay. So minimum of what was L3?
17.
Okay. And duration?
10.
Okay.
22 minus 2.
7 days. Correct. So this is the solution for L2. Diagrammatically, if it has to be represented here, and this is 3, this is 5, L3 is 17, L5 is 20. Okay, so these are the different values. L1, I think everyone getting the same values. That is 0.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
So L1 will be equal to,
Yes, sir.
okay. So L1 will be equal to 0. So in that case, prepare 4 columns in a table. So first column should be activity. First column should be activity. After the L1 calculation, prepare a table which has 4 columns. Okay, so the first column should be activity. Second column should be duration. Second column should be duration. And the third column should be late start. Third column should be latest start. Third column should be latest start. And the fourth column should be latest finish. Third column should be latest start. And the fourth column should be latest finish. All right. Going for the next screen. L1 will be L2 minus dash 2. Nothing but 7 minus 0. Okay. So here the latest finish calculation for each of the nodes. Okay. So with this, what we'll do is first we'll make a list of the values L. What was L2? It was 7. That's what I remember. Okay, L3.
17,
Okay, L4,
19,
L5,
22,
2. Next,
25,
25. Okay. So once this is done, prepare a table which has got 4 columns. First column should be duration, late start or latest start, and late finish. What were the different activities? 1 dash 2, 2 dash,
2 dash 3,
next,
3 dash 4, 2 dash 5,
okay,
5 dash 6,
okay.
4 dash 6,
Duration,
7, 10,
okay,
2, 2,
all right.
3, 6.
These are the different list of activities. Now just observe one activity. I will just show how to calculate the late start and late finish. Rest of the activities you can do it by yourself. Okay. Now, what is the ending node of 1 dash 2 activity? On which node the 1 dash 2 activity finishes?
2.
Second, the ending node. In the previous earlier calculation, that is early start and early finish, we actually observed the node from which the activity started. Okay, that was node 1. But in this case, we are checking out from which node the activity is finishing, on which node the activity finishes. So that is the reason we have to consider the same value. So what will be this value here? L2 is how much? What is the value of L2?
7.
7. Is it right? So this is how we are supposed to consider the value of late finish. And once the late finish is determined, can you tell me how to determine the late start?
Minimum value.
Late start. So late finish is determined. So what should be the late start?
Duration minus late finish.
Correct. So late finish minus duration.
0.
Correct. That should be equal to 0. Why? Because 7 minus 7 is 0. Yes. So now just going ahead, any problems or any type of clarifications it requires? Just to clarify this calculation once again. So what should be the next late finish? The next
L3.
activity? Yes, L3.
3.
Correct. L3. And value should be how much?
17.
10.
70. Yes, that's right. So if anyone has any doubts, ask me.
Sir, how we come around at 17?
17. Why? Because what is the finishing node of 2-3 activity? On which
L3.
activity? L3 or the node 3. So L3 we have already calculated. Is it right? What is the value of L3?
Yes.
L3 is 17. Is it right?
17.
17. That is the reason this value should be 17. Correct. Is the nodes required for this? Is the nodes required for this?
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, I will just go to the next screen and write the explanation for this. So for activity 2-3, the finishing mode is node 3. Therefore, L3 is considered. L3 is considered the late finish. Is this node sufficient for activity 2-3? The finished node is node 3. Finished node or node 3. Therefore, L3 is considered as the late finish of 2-3 activity. Correct? Is this node sufficient?
Thank you.
Okay. So just make note of this and
So what about 5 to 6?
5 to 6. All the 5 to 6. What should be the ending node for 5-6 activity?
6, sir.
6th node. So the calculation late finish should be
25.
20,
25.
25. That is L6. L6 is
4-6, sir. Both the
Same.
nodes will be same, sir. Late finish will be same.
Same. Yes. Both activities have same finishing node. The answer will be the same, or the late finish will be the same. Okay. Yes. So if anyone wants to go back to the previous screen, just let me know. Okay. So what should be the values here? Let's start.
7.
7.
7. Next,
17.
3-4,
17.
late start is 17.
17.
Next, late finish.
L4 19.
19.
L4 is 19, correct. Yes. Next, 2-5,
20.
20, and
L5 24. 22.
L5 is 20, correct. Next,
22. L6
25, what should be the late start?
19.
So this is basically the calculation. If anyone has any doubts, you can ask. So these are the different calculations. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll solve a similar type of problem. One practice problem I will be giving in this particular class. So whenever possible, we'll try to solve that particular problem. Then we'll go. Okay, so what was the last problem on, or else we'll solve the next problem. Just make note of this problem. Okay, again the same question. You have to determine the late start and late finish for each of the activities, and duration will be in terms of days. Do not make note of the activities right until and unless the confirmation. First activity that is considered as 1 dash. Just hold on until I give the confirmation. Okay, you can just make note of these activities. Okay, these are the list of activities, and again the question is the same. Determine the late start and late finish. Okay, so this is the question statement. All right. So solve this by yourself. Okay. So how you are going to start this problem? So just refer the previous problem and tell me how you are going to approach this problem.
Drawing network diagram.
Correct. That will be the first step. That is drawing the network diagram. Next. What would be the next step after drawing the network diagram?
Early start.
Correct. We have to determine the early start for each of the nodes and consider the early start of the last node as equal to the last node latest finish. That is E5 will be equal to L5. And from there on, you can come back from fifth node to the first. Correct. So draw the network diagram first. 2, 5, 4 to 5, 3 to 5. This is the network 14, 2-7, 3-20, 2-5 is 12, 2-4 is 4, and 4-5 is 15. Okay, so this clarity, you can just go ahead and calculate different values for E1 until E5. Okay, so currently the time is 11:42. The 3 more minutes take and solve for E1 to E. Then we will discuss that. Okay, so let's discuss the answer. So what is the value of E1?
0.
E1 will be equal to 0, right? 1 will be equal to 0. Next, E2.
14.
What will be the equation?
E1 plus duration of 1 to 2.
Duration 1. This is 0 plus how much?
14.
0 plus 14. Next, E3.
E2 plus duration of 2 to 3.
E2 plus duration of 2 dash 3. How much? 14 plus
7. 21.
1. E4.
E2 plus duration of 2 to 4.
Duration of 2 dash 4.
14 plus 4.
Answer is 18. Next, E5.
E2 plus duration of 2 to 5.
But how many equations are required? E5.
3.
So we have to consider the maximum. E2 plus duration 2 dash 5. Next,
E3 plus duration of 3 to 5.
E3 plus duration 3 dash 5. Okay. Next,
E4 plus duration of 4 to 5.
E4 plus duration 4 dash 5. So what is the maximum answer?
41.
So in 41 days, the project is going to complete. So from here onwards, we have to start calculating L5, L4, L3, L2, L1. So possibly we'll do it in the next class. All right. So if anyone has any doubts, you can ask. The class years are supposed to give the absentees list. If anyone has any doubts, you can ask. Okay. So those who have already solved.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
we have it is compulsory that we need to find early start, right, sir?
Yes, this is just an optional step. Otherwise, there is other method. You have to determine the project completion duration.
So which is easy, sir?
Whichever is comfortable for you, you can use that particular step and you can go ahead. But usually, such type of problem, they will not ask only latest start and latest finish. That is what I have seen in the question papers. Usually, it will be coupled. The questions will be coupled with the early start and early. So that is the reason it is better you learn this particular method. That is early start, early finish, later start and later finish calculation. As well as you just have a knowledge of project completion duration and how to link the project completion duration and latest start, latest finish calculation. Correct. But usually what I have seen is they will couple this calculation, that is early start, early finish with latest start, latest, because problems will be for 10 marks on this. So usually it will be the combination of early start, early finish, late start, late finish.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, so if anyone wants to make note of the notes which is on the screen, you can. Otherwise, rest of them can. The class here, just send me the absentee slip.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.